It looks so moody today. This view really is incredible. I don't know why it's so slow today. It feels so wild, so remote. Wow, this view really never gets old.
This week on the Cape Wrath Trail, we hit the halfway point and head into another remote wilderness area deep in the Scottish Highlands. If you're new here, hi, I'm Ellie. I'm a long-distance hiker and backpacker. And this is Otto, my rescued stray dog and hiking buddy. Join us as we continue north through the Highlands, staying in one of Scotland's most iconic bothies, with huge views stretching in every direction. It's remote, it's rough, and it's exactly the kind of walking that makes this trail what it is. This is part 5 of our journey to Cape Wrath.
Good morning everyone, it's day 11 on the Cape Wrath Trail. Otto and I are just leaving Kinlochewe, where we spent an incredible 2.5 rest days. It was so nice. This is such a cute, friendly, welcoming village. They have so much going on, even though I think there only live about 80 or 100 people here, but they basically have everything. They have a cafe where you can get pizza at night. There's a fuel station with a cafe for breakfast and lunch. There's a little village shop that basically has everything that you might need for hiking. It was just really nice, just chilling out in the sun, listening to the birds in the evening. Also the campsite, so quiet. I don't know, but if I would ever live in the Highlands, I definitely would want to live in a small village like this one, where everyone knows each other. And yeah, there's so much going on, organized by the community. I was actually this close to going to a Gaelic conversation afternoon yesterday, because I've been learning Gaelic for almost a year now. I basically just started to have a bit of an idea about the pronunciation of different things. I'm not good or anything, but I could maybe do a couple of sentences of daily life, things like that. So I was really tempted. And now we'll start our second half of the Cape Wrath. As you can see, the weather has changed. It's actually very cold. Apparently winter is almost coming back this week. Over the next couple of days, the temperatures have dropped over 10 degrees compared to yesterday, and it's even supposed to snow a bit on higher ground, higher terrain this week. For now it's dry, and we'll start this next stretch, so let's go. First couple of kilometers today are on a 4x4 track before it probably gets quite boggy and pathless again up near Loch an Fada. So nice to see all these trees being planted and slowly growing back. Oh, that's so nice. Today we're walking through a really classic area, which is the Letterewe and Fisherfield forests. And I've been here 2 years ago on my own, just before my TGO challenge. So I know a part of today's section to Shenavall Bothy, which is obviously a very famous, very iconic bothy. Probably quite busy because it's a bank holiday tomorrow. Really looking forward to this stretch. I think it will be a bit easier than the past couple of days.
This is the Letterewe and Fisherfield Wilderness, better known as the Great Wilderness. With no roads crossing its heart, The landscape feels almost endless. Every climb or turn on the trail reveals another glen, another loch, and another range of munros stretching off into the distance. It's the sheer scale of the place that really stands out. No matter how far you've walked, it always feels like there's another vast landscape waiting just around the corner.
Still on a really good path, and I think it's not too long before we're going to head up to the Bilach. Really enjoying this stretch today. A bit of easier walking because, to be honest, I was quite worried about Otto's paws. I mean, it has been fine, but still after our first experience with his paws getting a bit sore, especially if he walks through boggy areas and his paws are getting quite soft, and then we're walking over rocks, which obviously is almost all the time on the Cape Wrath. Was quite abrasive. It's all back to normal, but still fingers crossed that it just doesn't happen again. Trained a bit yesterday in the evening and overnight, but overall it's still really dry. As you can see, this would be very, very boggy, but now it's only a little damp. Wow, this is so gorgeous. It feels so wild, so remote. Otto is in a good mood, running ahead. Oh. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. There are a couple of cairns, one there, and then we're going over there to guide us around the boggy areas in between. There definitely are a lot of boggy parts still, but at the same time, look at this. This is really, really dry already. I don't know what's up with him. He's really in a running mood today. I think we're going to walk over there. This would be quite tricky to cross, I think, if it's really wet. We are on our way down, and as you can see, we're on a little path again. Oh, it looks so moody today. Look at that. Wow. This is so cool. It might look a bit bleak and rough for some, but I just love this landscape so much. I don't know why, but it's just so wild and peaceful and not too easy. You have to earn it a little bit. Your access to it is really, really nice. We just had our lunch break down by the river crossing. We met a couple of other hikers, but it got cold pretty quickly, and as you can see, the fog is coming down. It's quite drizzly now. So I set off again towards Shenavall Bothy. It's not that long of a walk and it's pretty level from what I remember. By the loch would also be a really nice spot for a wild camp.
I know most people hope for blue skies, but I don't actually mind days like this. The low cloud and the muted colors give the landscape a completely different atmosphere. With the brown heather stretching for miles and the mountains disappearing into the mist, everything feels more remote and just a little mysterious. It's probably not everyone's idea of perfect hiking weather, but I think it suits the Cape Wrath Trail really well.
9. Otto, 9. Oh. So, komm her. Ooh, look at that! The sun's coming out, if only a little bit. This is a really nice spot to pitch a tent. Wow. Or even down there by this little woodland. I'm a bit tempted, to be honest, because there's even a shortcut up there towards Inverlael for tomorrow's stage. But I just love Shenavall and the views down there so much that I really want to go there and pitch my tent there. Really clearing up now. The colors are so beautiful. Otto is in such a good mood. And look at this view opening up. These are the Fisherfield Munros, or a couple of them at least. Oh wow, this is stunning. Wow, this is unbelievably gorgeous. Look at that. All the colors. Wow. Wow, it just gets better and better. Look at this view. This is Loch Nasaga down there. Oh, wow. Wow, this view really is incredible. Da 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 da! This is the cute Shenavall Bothy. Just unbelievably beautiful. Wow.
Shenavall was built in 1891 as a home for estate workers and their families. For decades, people lived out here year-round, working the surrounding land in a place that still feels incredibly remote today. Standing here now, it makes you wonder what daily life must have been like in a place this remote over a century ago.
Little change of plans. I wanted to camp outside, but I just heard from someone who stayed here last night that there are cattle in the area, and that last night they came to the Bothy, basically sleeping just outside the front door. And I can see the cow pens lying all around, and yeah, the cattle are a bit further down, but not too far away. I don't know, didn't feel setting up the tent, just to be later. Get everything down if they come here again. So we ended up in the Bothy again. I'm going to set up my sleeping pad now, and then he can have a really good rest. I just had my dinner and I actually can't believe how quiet the Bothy is. It's just 3 other Cape Wrath hikers, but they're in a group, and then there's Otto and me and no one else, and I don't know, can't believe it. There's a bank holiday tomorrow and there's no one here. Definitely a lot different than what I expected, but yeah, in a good way. It's been a really nice day, a lot easier than previous days. I mean, the pathless bit can, I think, be very hard in wet conditions if it's really boggy, because yeah, it just is very rough. But it's only for about 2 kilometers, maybe even a bit less. Otto is in a great mood. He kept running around the Bothy. He doesn't even seem to be tired, which is a great sign. And yeah, overall, I'm just really happy. And to finish off the day, I thought I would show you the map. So this is where we started in Kinlochewe. Then we had a couple of miles, really easy 4x4 tracks, not a lot of elevation. And we started to climb up slowly, but it was a really good path all the way up to the shore of Loch Anfada. And then it doesn't really show on the map, or it shows as very indistinct, but actually up to this loch, it was quite a visible path still. But this area, it was okay now, but this can be very boggy. and then it gets very indistinct just after the highest point, up to the Belach, which is a bit lower down actually. There is actually a very clear stalker's path on the western side, on the left side of this little stream. The map shows it as very indistinct or even pathless, but there is a very clear path heading down towards Lochaneed. It was boggy in places, but not indistinct at all. And then you cross the river here, and then again it was a very, very clear path, very, very boggy in places, even though it has been quite dry, but really easy to follow. And then you're basically walking along the river for a couple of miles, and this is the shortcut I was telling you about. There is a 4x4 track that goes up, and there are a lot of really nice places around here to wild camp. But Otto and I continued walking along the river. Part of it is on a very nice 4x4 track. Then it's a footpath again, but again, very visible, not indistinct at all, just a bit boggy. And then we get here, this is Shenavall Bothy. Wow, this view really never gets old. So beautiful. Good morning everyone. On day 12 on the Cape Wrath Trail, Otto and I just set off from Shenavall Bothy down there, and we had a really good night's sleep. I slept for 10 hours and the Bothy really was so quiet. I can't believe that no one else apart from the 3 Dutch hikers that were already there came in the evening. In hindsight, I'm quite happy that I didn't pitch my tent outside because it was really breezy during the night and very cold. And today, apparently, according to the guidebook, should be a little bit of an easier day, and the section today ends in Inverlael, which is I think 9 kilometers away from Allapool. And my plan for tonight is to spoil ourselves a little bit. I've booked a hotel in Allapool tonight. I'm also going to resupply in Allapool. There's a bigger Tesco there. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting a couple of vegan options for the next couple of days. And yeah, I'm in a really good mood because as of yesterday actually, we have officially completed well over halfway of the trail. And obviously a hike like this is always unpredictable, but I feel like for the first time yesterday in the evening I thought, okay, we might actually get to Cape Wrath and finish it, which is such a nice feeling because I've always thought of this hike more to be more like an attempt, and I don't know, there was such a huge part that didn't think that would be possible, and obviously it only was possible to get even this far because the weather was really nice for the most part. Otherwise this would have been a different story with Otto. Otto is in a good mood again. Look at this. This is where we came down yesterday. This is this wooded area where I saw a couple of tents pitched, and then the shortcut from down there somewhere joins the route I'm currently on in probably a mile or so. And then Shenavall is down there. It's quite chilly today, but at least it's still dry, which is so nice. Four and a half kilometers down. That took us 1 hour and 40 minutes. It was quite slow going, boggy in places, rocky, but we're on a much better 4x4 track now. This is basically where the shortcut comes up, and yeah, both routes rejoin again from here. So for the next couple of miles is all downhill, I think, and on this pretty good path. This is the Dundonald River down there, and we're now about to start our second climb of the day up to the moors again. Look at those views. This is really gorgeous. This is where we came over. Wow, so beautiful. We've reached the halfway point of today's stretch, and I think I'm starting to look around for a spot for a lunch break. And once again, the day is so much better than forecast. Look at this view behind me. Definitely one of my favorite views of the trail so far, just seeing these moonrows. And we're now on the so-called Coffin Road. I really like those old footpaths that were created for different reasons, but just shows that, yeah, people have lived here for so long, even though it looks so remote and far away from everything today. But yeah, people have lived here for centuries, traveling through the area on foot.
People often talk about Cape Wrath Trail miles, as if they're their own unit of measurement. And after a few days out here, you start to understand why. The distance on the map rarely tells you how your day is actually going to feel. Some days you cover hardly any ground but finish completely exhausted. Other days, the kilometers seem to fly by. You quickly learn not to judge a day by the numbers alone.
Another very boggy bit. Ooh, even Otto is struggling a bit to not sink in too much. "14 kilometers down and almost 5 hours. I don't know why it's so slow today. The paths aren't too bad, but for some reason it's just quite slow going. This is gorgeous. Wow, really like all those different shapes, colors, textures. I really love this, all those vibrant colors the light green, the darker green of the trees, the yellow of the gorse. Oh, this looks so interesting down there. Such a nice change from the peat and moorland. Bit of a steep descent now for the last, I think, 2 kilometers. Oh, all those teeny tiny lambs. They're probably only a couple of days, couple of weeks old. Oh, they're so cute. We've made it. Down there behind those trees is the bridge, and then there's the busy A road running along the loch down to Allapool. And this is where we are going to get picked up because the road is quite busy and quite dangerous. Can't wait to get to Allapool, to a hotel. It's going to be my first night, or our first night in a hotel in 2.5 weeks, which feels so nice just to be inside, not to worry about the cold, and yeah, getting some supplies. This is another stretch done. I, for some reason, found it a bit harder than other stretches compared to the distance, and I don't know, I thought it would be a bit easier, but anyway. We've made it to Allapool and to our hotel. This feels so nice. This is the end of day 12. Otto and I had a really chill afternoon, evening. I took a shower, I charged all my stuff, and yeah, feeling really good, really rested, and yeah, really looking forward to a comfy bed and a really good night's sleep. If we have a look on the map to finish the day, this is where I started this morning, Shenavall Bothy. And then we had a bit of a rough and boggy climb up to this 4x4 track. This actually took a bit longer than expected. It was, yeah, just quite uneven, rocky, but there was a clear path, so it's definitely not hard to navigate. And then we went down this 4x4 track, which was really easy walking, nothing special, but there were some great views. Then this short section along the road, and then a bit of a steep climb and muddy climb, but only for a couple of 100 meters. And then we were on the so-called Coffin Road. And this, I don't know why, but it just felt very long. It was a bit boggy in places, a bit rocky, but nothing really hard or difficult. Not hard to navigate, but definitely keep in mind this section is quite exposed in bad weather. Not for navigation, but I don't know if it's really heavy rain or something like that, because there are no really high mountains around it for a bit of shelter, but it's basically up on the moors and quite exposed. This is definitely what you need to keep in mind about this section. But apart from that, nothing really difficult. It just felt a bit longer than it actually was. Then this really steep descent coming down to Inverlael. This is where we stopped. The road is really busy, so this is where we got picked up. Really excited to see the next part, the next section, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night!